Billboard Philippines Volumes.
Hey, what's happening? What's going on? Welcome to the Billboard Philippines Volumes recap. We take a look back at, the artists we had this season and just take a look at this roster. We had Moira, Horizon, Griff, Ilis Morena, Juan Z, we had Zay, we had Stel, TJ and KZ, we even had SB19 and a BINI, and you know what, we got a lot more artists. So let's take a look back at Moira's episode wherein she breaks down how she's been working on that new album.
I create my albums by seasons.
Awesome.
My first album was the Malaya album. Actually, I had debut album, but when I started to really get into everything, I wanted to create an album inspired by seasons. And so the first one of that era was the Malaya album, which was inspired by autumn. And the Patawad album was winter.
Okay.
And shortly after the Patawad album came out in 2020, I already started kind of working on the spring album.
Okay.
And so when I imagined spring, I actually imagined it to be almost like a walk in the park. But the events in my life since then, it didn't
Feel like a walk in the park.
feel like a walk in the park.
Yeah.
So the songs in there changed a lot. It evolved so many times. There were songs that were originally in there that aren't there anymore. And ultimately, it just changed altogether. And then in 2022, I scrapped the entire album and just started on a whole new one. And I actually wanted to stop that era for a little bit and not make it a spring album because the season didn't feel very much like spring, and the songs that were coming out of me didn't feel a lot like spring.
What did it feel like?
It felt very dark. It felt very honest. But at the same time, there were a lot of acknowledgement that I needed to make to be able to heal. And I realized that and then when I had gotten to my new label, one of my friends, Kuya Tiny, I was talking to him and I told him I don't think I would want to make this my spring album.
Okay.
And then he said, I think you should, because a lot of times we feel we have an expectation of what we want things to be, a lot like spring. But spring is growth, and growth is often uncomfortable. And oftentimes, when we're going through growth, it often feels like we're being buried when we're actually being planted. And so it completely encapsulated the whole idea of my album. And from originally having been 7 tracks, now I'm at 18. And it's been getting delayed because it was originally just 7 tracks and it just kept adding up.
Yeah.
And now we had to put a cap on it. So it might be 50. So I'm really excited to release it because it's if there was an album that I got to be completely honest and completely vulnerable in, this would be it.
You can check the full episode of Moira on our YouTube page. She talks more about her music and, what she's been up to as of late. Next up, we have Horizon, who dropped by the show. Listen to this clip of them talking about, seeing a music show possibly in the Philippines and what they want to achieve in their young career.
Music show po.
Music show.
Yeah.
Music show culture is very big in Korea, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
very
Yes.
big.
It's a weekly thing, and an artist wins each show because of like charts or votes by fans or real-time votes. And we've performed in a lot, and we're actually going to promote our new single, which is Tagalog,
Yeah.
into the show, which will be a big thing.
That's
And
gonna
I
be
think that's
huge.
like representation right
Yes.
there.
It's
It's gonna be another historical
Yes.
moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, we were we went to this one because there's like 6 different music shows. There was this one show. It's called The Show, literally The Show. And that was the music show where we almost won. We were second place. That was like last year, and we were like, "Oh goodness, we have to go back to this again next time, and maybe we can go first place."
Yeah.
So maybe this time we're gonna full force. Let's try. Let's
Hopefully,
give it a try.
hopefully. Hopefully.
We're gonna perform music shows soon, so I hope everyone's looking forward to that.
That's we just had a conversation actually with a lot of different P-pop groups and members, and that's the same thing that they said they wanted to see music show culture be a part of the Philippines.
Yes.
Do you
that would
think
be-
the Philippines needs a music show?
I think
Like a dedicated music show for P-pop in general?
Because now that a lot of groups are coming out, especially P-pop groups, I think it's a good way to, showcase the talent that
Yeah.
we have. And I think P-pop talent is just
Yeah.
world class. It's
World class.
amazing. It's really homegrown talent na mapag nakita ng tao, it's like, wow, they're really great performers. Because we know we have the Filipino throat chakra. And all
Yeah.
that. We got
Yeah,
that.
we saw-
we
there
got
was
that
this-
on
it's
lock.
true.
there was this TikTok
Chakra.
when we first debuted. It was like may nagdala na ng chakra natin sa Korea. We were like laughing so hard. But yeah, I think now that we consider it as P-pop rise, I think it is only right to have a dedicated music show. Maybe not just for P-pop. Who knows? Any
For
group,
music acts.
just anything so that we can really showcase our talents. So it'll be really really exciting if ever.
We had a special episode this season, all about P-pop, and a lot of them are talking about, having a music show here in the Philippines. And, well, they also talked about the big need of support for our music scene in general. One of the big supporters of new artists is Onesie Entertainment. We had Pablo and Yanni on the show to talk about how they develop artists with Onesie.
We really want to give the creative freedom to the artist pa din eh. It's like a 50-50 approach, no? Okay, 50%, parang it's equal rights. In terms of business, of course, there's a lot of parang arrangement going on no,
Yeah.
for our future artists. Of course, we're planning kasi all the processes or the legal requirements for us to be really ready for that artist management side of things, no? And for now, we really want that in terms of rights, creative freedom, their expressions, kung ano yung mga decisions nila, okay, 50-50 tayo. We'll decide, we'll discuss, we'll explain to you kung ano yung, bakit ito yung magiging decision, pero sige, let us know your side. We will
Awesome.
listen. Now, we want that kasi we want them to feel na hindi sila nakakulong, hindi sila na, okay, papasok ako sa isang team, I'll follow them. Hindi. You're the artist here, you're doing all the work, no? You're performing in front of a lot of people, you will perform, then we'll support you back end. Pero magpakingganan tayo, no? Okay? Tell us what you want, we'll tell kung ano naman yung nakikita naming tama. So with that, we want that kind of approach then sa artists. Of course, it's beneficial for them kasi, first of course, para to build the trust, na okay, I entered the right team, they listen to me kasi it evolves din, di ba? So, kami, very transparent kami, ikaw din. Lahat ng feelings mo sabihin mo sa amin, lahat ng ideas mo, then we'll support you naman. So, yun yung gusto naming approach. Very, we want to build that connection pa lang, umpisa pa lang. Then, towards the end, para din pagkatiwalaan nila kami, na will build your career.
Yes.
So yun eh. Kasi baka mamaya may hesitation siya, umpisa pa lang eh. Kasi ay hindi naman ako napapakinggan. Bakit ako mag-all out dito?
Yeah.
Di ba?
Actually, yun din yung dilemma ko before. Ngayon na may business na kami with Onesie. Ano naman kasi siya eh. Kumbaga, one cannot function without the other.
Yes.
Kumbaga, yung artist, yung product. Kapag wala yung product, wala namang bebenta.
Yes.
Kung wala naman yung management, walang magpa-fund, wala rin yung paano
Yes.
niya mailalabas yung niya. And nung nag-i-start ako sa yun din yung frustration ko kasi wala kaming creative freedom, wala kaming kahit control. So, if I'm going to ano ba tawag dyan? Itataya ko yung life ko. Time. I will train for many,
Diba?
many years. 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. And I will just listen to them. Tapos, hindi nag-work. Kanino ko siya isisisi? Sa akin ba? Or sa company ba? Kasi sila lang yung pinapakinggan ko. Sinusunod ko lang sila eh.
Yes.
So, mahalaga na with every decision that I make or with every step that I make, meron akong input.
Mistake.
Para nang sa ganun, wala akong pagsisisi, wala akong
Yes.
regrets. Lahat ng time na ginugol ko doon, hindi ko pwedeng sisi sa ibang tao kasi I'm also part of the decision. So,
Yes.
yun yung gusto ko i-establish sa mga artists and sa management kasi ang pinakamalaga when you're working in this kind of industry is peace of mind.
Agree.
Yung tipo na you can go all out kasi alam mo na at the back,
Supported.
sa likod mo, ginagawa nila yung trabaho nila na
Yes.
maayos. Tapos yung management, you can also go all out kasi alam mo yung artist hindi susuko and he will give his best dun sa performance. So, yun yung talagang gusto naming simentohan pagdating sa onesie na kapag nasa onesie ka, meron kang peace of mind.
Yeah.
Again, full episode from this season is up on YouTube and Spotify. You can learn more about Onesie Entertainment. Just stream the episode. On this season, we went international as we featured our first international star on Volumes. We had Griff on the show, and we take a look at how, she started. Her name might seem familiar to some as she has written a number of songs and has opened for a number of huge artists, namely Coldplay. I think she's done one with Dua Lipa. Now here's a clip of her story.
It doesn't feel that way. I mean, I like hearing you describe it. It sounds really nice. But I think you know what it's like when you're in something creative. You always feel you're like your own biggest critique. Is that the
Very
word?
true.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think and I also feel very much at the beginning of my career. So I've only just released my first album, so it feels like I'm still in the early baby steps of my career really. So it doesn't feel like I've covered that much ground. I don't know, it's weird. I think also because I've spent the last couple of years with really big artists on tour, I'm so aware of how big it can get and how long that road potentially is to ever see a fraction of what they have, if that makes sense. So I think it's very humbling being on tour with big artists, I guess.
Can you take us through, I guess, the first album? What was the writing process like? How did this work come together?
Well, I mean, I guess post-pandemic, I was very lucky enough to go on the road for basically 2 years straight with amazing artists. And obviously I couldn't say no to, but it just meant that I wasn't writing in the same way that I was used to. So it'd basically be I'd be on, for example, I'd be on the road with Dua for 3 months, and then I'd have 2 weeks off, and then I'd be going on a different tour. So along the past couple of years, in that time off, I'd book an Airbnb, drive there with all my equipment, convert a living room or a kitchen into a studio. And over the years, that's how I collected all these songs. And I was I've been in the detail, producing these songs up and rewriting them and recutting vocals for the last couple of years. And I'm really proud of these songs. I feel
Just turning these spaces into studios, bedroom producing on the road, and any
basically.
space that
Basically
you can find.
taking bedroom production to an
new
extreme level. Yeah,
Yes.
basically, yeah.
We had a lot of firsts this season. First international star and our first live Billboard Volumes with a live crowd. We featured Autotelic. They talked about the iyak sayaw genre, the iyak sayaw movement. A lot of fans dubbed their music as. Here we go.
I mean, you guys are really well known for a certain, I'd say it's your genre, and it's the iyak sayaw, so dance cry. So can you tell us a little bit more about this? What are some of the songs you would say is in that category?
Kunyari when we released our EP back in 2012, we had a song called Balik. And we had a song called Dahilan. In 2014 na pala, I'm sorry. Tapos, most of our songs kasi are very light yung sound, yung tune niya.
Yep.
Very happy, very colorful.
Yes.
Sobrang dami instruments nangyayari. So, but always think the lyrics are very heartfelt.
Yeah.
And it's parang something na us humans, ordinary humans, parang what we're going through life every day, yun yung nilalagay ko na sa lyrics eh.
Yep.
So parang may isang time na we were playing a gig at parang sa Route 196 ata yun dati pa. And then may isang...
Shout out Root. We
Oh,
miss
right,
you.
diba? Parang, doon kami lumaki actually as a band. And then there was this one fan na parang, I don't remember who she or he was, but parang sinabi niya, yung genre nyo parang iyak sayo, no?
Yep.
Parang iyak sayo. Kasi tas ginawa niya, parang sumasayaw siya, pero umiiyak siya. So, it made sense. Parang kailangan lang niyang gawin, tapos na-gets na namin lahat na, oh nga, no, that's how our music sounds. I mean, yung imagery ng music namin ganun.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, if you think about it, you having the influences of J-pop or these more complicated type of music, more heavy on arps, riffs, and just bringing out these different types of sound, but then mixing it with lyrics that people can relate to.
yeah.
You're giving them something new, a different experience that even if you're hearing these very complicated sounds, you can still attach yourself to the music.
Exactly. Kasi, listening to, like, heavily sa J-pop, J-rock, of course, di ko maintindihan yung lyrics.
Yeah.
I have no idea Pero, yung instruments, iba Iba yung pagka-record, iba yung guitar treatment, iba yung how they treat the vocals, very raw, very, diba? Yung hindi siya parang robot na sobrang polished. But anyway, tinry kong makinig ng several songs ng Japanese na very upbeat, very high energy. Pero nung yung tinatranslate yung lyrics, it's sad.
Yes.
Or
Yes.
melancholic siya. It's sad. It's very heartfelt. Parang siguro sa country din nila. Very iba din yung atmosphere iba din yung mood 'di ba? So that's how they do it. They parang dinadaan nila sa happy tunes, pero the lyrics is very parang ganun
We had another round table for this year. This time we put the spotlight on the next generation of P-pop stars. Interesting look at what the next generation of P-pop stars has to say about the current state of the genre, so check it out.
What would you say is the current state of P-pop right now?
For me, P-pop is flourishing.
Yep.
And we're very thankful and honored to be part of that.
Mm-hmm.
And to represent Filipino talent and Filipino music to a wider audience is an honor for us. And I can't wait. And I'm excited na mas lumaki pa yung P-pop industry.
Yeah.
And to add on to that, I'm just so grateful that we have seniors who nauna na talagang ipakilala sa madaming tawang P-pop, because now, before, it's hard to introduce P-pop to casuals. But now they're like opening up their doors, opening up their mind that P-pop is P-pop. It can be possible siya. So I'm just so grateful for our seniors that they're able to do what they do.
They opened the door for us. Oh,
Binuksan ang pinto.
yes.
I think that's true. Have you seen I guess the general public, the image of P-pop change in their eyes?
Yes.
Have you seen that happen?
Yes.
I guess prior to that happening, did you ever feel like it wasn't as respected?
Yeah.
Totoo.
Oh, okay. We got a good few. Okay, go ahead.
Definitely.
My feelings.
Totoo. Telepathy. For me, lalo na sa una po, medyo may onting prejudice po siya and like stereotype na like, it's just K-pop, ganyan. Yun po yung, yun po yung madalas naririnig ko po. And of course, as Filipinos, parang nakapwa Filipino rin po yung nagsasabi nun. When you're trying to make something then out of your culture, you're trying to share your culture po. So, yun lang po, na feeling ko, nag-lessen na po yung stereotype na yun. Ngayon po parang, P-pop, alam ko yung P-pop, ganyan.
Yeah.
But of course, I feel like, mas malaki pa rin po yung, kung may doors po ngayon, parang may gate pa po na kailangan i-open talaga.
May mas malaki
pang
gate. Na parang feeling ko, kayang-kaya po ng P-pop. And siguro, I'm not sure kung sa lifetime ko as a P-pop idol, ma-open yung gate na yun. But I'm glad na kahit sa doors pa lang po, andito na po kami to share P-pop.
Na ganyan na.
Ganun lang po.
Yeah, totally agree. I mean, in the past few years, it's grown exponentially. It's just gotten bigger and bigger and faster, and new things are happening all the time.
Right.
And I think you were saying one of the prejudices that you would feel before that's K-pop or anything. I think you also come from a company that's more from the Korea side as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But there's a total difference in what P-pop is. I think the sound is completely different. Maybe you want to go into that.
Actually, sa tingin ko lang po, lack of awareness po siguro yung mga
Yes.
Filipinos
Agree.
about P-pop groups. Kasi mostly, ang kilala lang po, like, sa P-pop, like si Miss Sarah, yung mga OG. Yung
Yeah.
mga talaga matagal na. So, siguro kung bibigyan lang po ng opportunity yung P-pop to be recognized nationwide, yung mabigyan ng mas maraming outlet, yung parang may music show,
Yeah.
di ba? Parang
Actually.
mas magiging ano po yung mga tao, mas makikilala po na, meron pala tayong mga P-pop groups.
Mm-mm.
And I think, yun nga po, parang nandito kami lahat ng P-pop groups, we're helping each other. That's why we keep on releasing songs, we keep on collaborating with each other,
Yeah.
para po mas makilala pa po yung P-pop. Yes.
And I always say this, P-pop is not a competition. It's
Yeah,
a
it's a
revolution.
revolution.
Oh, revolution.
We love that. We love that.
We had a lot of artists on the show this season. One of the artists got their name from a Star Wars character, and congrats to them on the recent concert. It's the Ridleys. Let's hear what keeps the band together.
So after college, we didn't really go into music full time. We like with most bands here locally, we had our day jobs, numerous day jobs for some of us. But what keeps us going is, well, the food after gigs. No, honestly, like
For some time, I guess we look forward to it all the time.
yeah, I wish I could say it's the passion,
Yeah.
that's the dedication, but it's
It's
what we look forward to after every gig is going to a dim sum place. I don't know, looking.
Yes.
Chinese food with your bros after a
Yeah.
gig.
I love it. You're like staying true to what you're saying. It's like we're a bunch of friends. Like we like to get together. Now we kind of get paid for our gigs too, and we get to eat. That's great.
We're not paid as much as the next artist, but we get paid enough to eat.
Pays for the
Hey.
food. Pays for
Not
the
bad.
food.
Not bad. Okay.
Like ikaw, Jarek, like what keeps you in the band? Because he's part of two bands.
Yeah, I also play for Over October.
Oh, dope.
I think with me though, I really enjoy playing. I didn't really expect to be in the scene.
Yeah.
We played for church as high school students, and then entering college, the orgs got us, and then we ended up making more songs, and then still here till now.
A mix of both.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think it was
yeah.
a marketing thing that had to change.
The marketing.
Yeah.
change,
In terms of putting your music out there, the discoverability,
It's all there.
It's,
Yeah. Sure,
it's
yeah,
a lot
yeah.
better.
A
I
lot
would say.
easier
A lot
now.
easier.
When we started out, it was just like a Facebook video or a YouTube video.
Yeah.
That's where people would be like, "Oh, this band's
Exactly.
good."
Yeah,
You know,
we launched our first EP noon parang CDs lang.
Yeah.
And then we'd post in trade groups.
Yeah.
We're selling our band's EP, and then we'd create event pages sa Facebook
Yeah.
for the launch. I remember nga nun, just to market and fund our first EP.
Yeah.
We had to do Harana services noon.
Yeah, during
During
Valentine's
Valentine's.
Wow.
During Valentine's week.
So in school, we made this Google form where people would sign up if they wanted us to make their partner Harana. And,
Yeah.
We made a lot of money. Huh?
Yeah, it funded the
Wait,
production.
tell me more.
We made around, we made
should do that
around,
again.
we made around 5 digits. Of,
Oh.
yeah, it was pretty good. It was pretty good.
Loving it.
Yeah, but then going back, sorry about that. In terms of the CDs and the streaming platforms, I think today there are so many artists. Like
Yes.
it's so easy to
just get
listen.
out there.
Yeah, just get out there. It's all there. But I guess to some extent, it also makes it hard because there is so many different sounding artists.
That's true. That's true.
And there's a lot to consider na rin in terms of like putting out music.
Yeah.
This has been like a topic, I guess, in the past few years. The whole album versus singles thing.
Yes.
It-
Let's say it. Let's talk
Before
about it.
you'd make music, of course, una singles.
Yeah.
And then eventually the goal is to put out albums.
To drop
and
an album, of course.
And then now, with with all the streamings, yung mga playlistings and all,
Yeah.
and yung sa discoverability on social media, parang
Yeah.
singles ang labanan.
Yeah.
And then,
Constant singles.
Yeah.
That's true.
So it kind of has an impact on the creativity process also of making like an album or
Yeah.
making
Mm.
music in general.
In general.
Because it's like sometimes you have an artist who has one big song and then like the rest of the songs, since they are like they don't sound like that song, you know, it's not as big anymore.
Yeah.
So it's kind of tricky nowadays.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
Back to back, the Ridleys with Over October. You heard Over October, their thoughts of, physical CDs and streaming. Interesting take from the band. Now let's go back to back to back. Check on Ilis Morena, Zay, and of course, Nick Makino.
When I was a child, I've always loved singing, but I wasn't the biritera type.
Yeah.
So I can't hit high notes as much as other singers. Diba? I can't hit high notes as much as other singers. And then I got into rap like around when I was in 4th grade, I think. 4th or 5th grade. Yeah, because that was like when Nicki Minaj was popping, right?
Yes.
So I realized na sabi ko, parang kaya kong gawin yung ginagawa niya. And that was, bata pa ako noon. So, sabi ko, parang kaya kong gawin yung ginagawa niya. Instead of like, pushing myself to hit the high notes, like the standards of like Filipinos. Kasi
how are you
syempre,
gonna express yourself artistically?
Yeah. So, I started rapping and then I stopped for a while kasi I got into dancing. But I remember,
you dance also.
yeah,
Okay.
I used to dance. So like that's where my influences come from then.
Yeah.
So like after that, high school, I remember being bullied for my skin color. So that's how like the whole
Shout
Ilis
out to
Morena.
the bullies and the haters. Look what you created.
So that's how the Ilis Morena thing happened.
Yeah.
And then after that, during the pandemic, I was really bored and I was sad, of course, like almost everybody else is sad by that time. So I tried writing some like raps kasi I've been into writing poems na din before when I was in high school. And then I tried doing it and then surprisingly I shocked myself. Sabi ko, oh my God, kaya ko pala talaga. Kaya ko pala talaga. And then the people were like supporting me. I uploaded my rap duets on TikTok and everybody was saying that I was great.
Yeah.
So it's like an ego boost na rin and like more of a positive reinforcement or encouragement na ipagpatuloy ko talaga yung career na gusto ko. And then ever since, I never looked back.
Yeah.
I started doing what I wanted to do. And look at me now.
Nagsa-studio session kami sa Rostar. Shout out to Rostar Records.
Yes.
I mean, sobrang chill lang. Punta ka doon, play yung beats, write your own shit, tapos record, tapos kapag may parang gusto ipa-edit, Ayan, and lang siya, fun lang din. Tapos parang pag nag-come together sa mixing, nagsistay din ako sa studio habang mini-mix kasi parang chine-check ko din kung gusto ko yung labas ng boses ko sa or kung cringe ba yung may ganun na sa artist. Parang ang konting ng cringe. May konting cringe dun sa part na ganun. So, ayun, very involved din kami pag nagagawa sa Rostar. I mean, me din personally. Kasi, ewan ko ba, minsan may mga tunog na parang I don't feel confident na marinig ng ibang tao. So, ayun, tamang involved talaga malala kapag sa editing ng
especially
song.
when you care about something, you want to be involved. Like, it's your child.
Yes, literally, my child.
Yeah.
Gawa lang ng gawa ko sa Amerika habang nagtatrabaho. Actually, yung trabaho ko is like 12 hours a day for 6 days. So, I was making 62 hours a week.
Okay.
And then, pagtapos nun, nag-mixtape pa ako. Nagbubuo ako ng music. Kasi gusto ko talaga may mapala. Until one day, napansin nila yung kantang Neneng B. And then, boom. It was like, it's so big in the Philippines. My friends was like, yo, go back here. Go perform. Show yourself. Let's make a music video. At first, I was scared, but even now I'm here. Billboard PH. Let's go.
That's insane. Because I mean, like, hearing that you're doing 12 hours a day, 6 days a week, finding time to still hit the studio, finding time to still be able to write music. And I've seen from your history, you're putting out like a lot of music too. Like a lot. So you're like putting in the work. I think they have a title for you, which is like one of the hardest working like artists or rappers in the Philippines. And, by your story, that's very true. And I think you saying that when you're doing the same routine, obviously you could have kept doing it and probably been successful in whatever job you were doing. But the thing is, when you have creativity in front of you or inside of you, it's so hard not to be creative.
Yep, but I'm not happy with what I'm doing.
Exactly.
I want to be, naman ang pinaka-importante is to be happy of what you're doing. Kaya iniwan ko talaga yung trabaho. to become an artist. At first, like I said, it was so hard because when I came here, I did the shows for a month. Then after that, boom, pandemic, lockdown.
Yeah.
Then my mom told me, "You want to be a rapper? No, you don't have money.
Yeah.
You don't have a job. You don't have a work." I was like, "Man, whatever. I'm
Yeah.
still gonna make it."
Yeah.
But it was so hard until came back again. Like, tapos na yung lockdown. Meron naman akong kantang Moon na nabuo ko nung lockdown. Then, ayun, nagpabalik sa akin, tuloy-tuloy ulit.
Yeah.
But it was so hard, man. Like I know inside of me I have a beautiful wings, but it's kind of hard to jump.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But when you jump, that's the time that you realize, like, yo, it was so fun flying.
Yep.
So I'm gonna keep flying, show my wings, go to wherever I want to go.
This season, we had another special episode for Pride Month. We featured Ice Segura, Hannah of Bird, and N of Dilao, as well as another special episode involving Denise, Julia, and Jason Takal. Here you go, check it out.
Yung support ng bandmates nyo, sobrang sobra siyang nagmatter, 'di ba? Kasi iba 'yun iba yung maramdaman mo that there's this love, yung embrace sa inyo, yung acceptance. But when you started playing in, different scenes, did you feel the same acceptance then as trans artists from the audience?
Scary at first kasi you don't know how they would react.
How was the first gig after that Instagram post ng Happy Pride? I want to know.
That was terrifying because naka-dress up now. It's parang, how are people actually in real life versus online?
Yeah,
diba? Because you never know.
Especially
Pero,
online stories, diba?
Yeah, but surprisingly, everyone was so, loving and caring. So, especially yung yung underground scene, parang they get it.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that's so true. Yeah, I agree there because, I distinctly remember my first gig here in Manila with Dilao. It was in Mandala Park, 123 block. A lot of gigs happen there. And it was a hip-hop gig full of, hip-hop people. So I was gonna get up on stage on a skirt and my makeup and my deep-ass voice and be like, hello. Yeah, you're right. It's super scary at first. But then you come to realize that in the underground music scene, your audience there is really there for your music. These people are music fans. It would be great if everybody in the world wouldn't give a damn about what we are and just, would enjoy our music. But sadly, that is not the reality we live in. But
we're gonna get there.
We're gonna get there.
We're gonna get
and
there.
we're getting there.
Yes.
The music scene's great, guys. Come join us.
What helps me cope
and maintain your peace?
and maintain my peace? ASMR. I like watching ASMR. But on a serious note,
Sorry.
I love my fans. Like, they really hold me down. They're the sweetest. I think it's special because they're not the kind of fans that are just there. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but it's very deep, the connection that I have with them. I would wake up and I would read DMs and it would be them ranting to me about someone that cheated on them. It's that personal.
Mine are just literally like, oh, you're kind of hot, Tara. Like some shit like that. It's like,
yeah.
You're hot as fuck.
Hey,
Like shit like that.
I would
like,
say
guys,
that.
I'm not just like super pretty and sexy and my ass is fat and I'm like a human being with a heart, guys.
Hey,
And,
I said that. I was like, you're so hot. I'm one of them. But yeah, on a serious note, my fans, they would talk to me like I'm their best friend. Like no hi, no hello,
That's so
straight up
sweet.
like asking for advice. So, when like throughout everything that I've been through in the industry, they're always there to send me words of love, of
That's so
like
nice.
encouragement, inspiration. And when I see them like react to whatever I do, for
Yeah.
example, they see me performing wherever and I see that love
Or like
from them.
ass up recently.
Like ass up recently, seeing their love and like how much they're really like as solid as I am with my craft,
Yeah.
like they are to me. That's like I'm good. Like that gives me peace.
I got that. What's not there to love, girl?
Hey, stop.
Look at her.
I know you also have a great support system. So how has that helped you?
It's helped me a lot.
Mm.
I think at some point when we're working in a industry like this, you have to realize like whose words really matter.
Mm-hmm.
So
True.
like one of like the people that are around me are very important to me because it does affect, you know, me.
Yes.
So like I'm very grateful that the people that are around me, even here, like behind the cameras,
Yes.
they're like my favorite people. They got to like create art with me, and you know, there's no invalidating. There's no none of that. There's no like it's just yun ganun. Yun lang.
Ganun lang.
Yeah.
We knew how much you love our hip hop roundtable, so we talked to some of those artists individually. And here you go. Check out some of the highlights from those shows.
Para sa akin kasi parang record label siya pero culture siya eh. Parang pag sinabing young god, kailangan masipag ka, kailangan flashy ka.
Yep.
Kailangan may galaw ka, kumbaga hindi ka nakatenga lang na young god in this bitch.
Yeah, for real.
Yes, sir. Tas siya, kumbaga, si Shanti talaga yung pinaka-main man namin. Pero ngayon, marami na kaming kasama rin dito, sir.
Yep.
Para mga artists.
Yeah.
Na pwedeng, alam mo yun, naka-backup lang lagi. Ganun.
And that's important. I mean, like, you know, if it starts with Shanti and then it goes to you, and now you're saying there's more people that are able to come up off of this movement that you're creating. You're creating this energy that's just growing and flowing, and it's just getting bigger.
Yes,
How does
sir.
it feel?
Nakakatuwa lang din, sir. Pero ang sa akin din kasi parang nagugulat ako, parang ang bilis.
Yep.
Tapos parang iba yung tingin ng OWAT, mga tao na parang, oh man, yun na yung mga YG, ganun na sila eh. Young God.
Yeah.
Yun yung parang motivation sa akin na, hindi na ako pwede maglaki, hindi ako pwede maging mukhang bitch dito sa game. Parang,
it's true.
Dito na ako yung game na to. Gumagana
Yep.
ako nun. Ngayon si Shanti parang, sige G, do it mo lang. Ganun siya eh. Shout out kay Shanti lagi.
Yes. Shout out Shanti.
Tsaka kay Kuya Clumps.
Yes, sir. You know, the thing is, like, a lot of people, they see the success, and especially in like a time like now where it's like, you know, TikTok and all these different apps kind of like shoot songs up pretty fast. Life moves so fast for an artist, but people don't understand that this is the work that you're doing is standing on the work of so much time and effort from so many different people.
For real.
You know what I mean? Like, you're coming up, and when you said culture, that's important. Because this whole thing is a culture. When you say Clumsy, you say all these legends. The work that they've done for years. And then you have Shanti, who started so young. And then you guys are building this whole thing. And it may look fast, but I want people to know right here, right now, that this didn't happen overnight.
Yeah.
This is a long time coming.
For real.
And the people that are spearheading it at the front, shout out to you guys. But it's a whole collective that are doing these things. Much love to you guys for doing that.
Thanks,
For real. Give me some like crazy moments on tour. Or if not crazy, mga memorable moments. Meron na agad.
Shoutout sa tropa namin si Blicky the Destroyer.
Blick the Destroyer.
You gotta say it now.
Perwisyo.
Cameraman namin siya.
Buhay na perwisyo.
Kada pupunta kami sa isang lugar, magtutur kami ganito ganyan. Siyempre, cameraman namin, kasama namin lagi.
Okay.
Shout out Blicky. Yeah, shout out Blicky. Pag drop kami sa isang lugar, di pwedeng aalis kami nang walang nasisira.
Okay. Rockstar.
Tapos,
mababali, mauurong, matanggal.
Yung kama, lumulubog. Yung iba kasi parang di na pwede ikwento.
Yeah, okay, gotcha.
Yan.
Okay.
Ayun, para sa akin, sila. Ano pa ang pinaka sa inyo? Pinaka-crazy na nangyari sa tour?
Crazy, lagi mong ginagawa. Lagi kang tumatalon eh. Lagi kang tumatalon sa mga tao eh. Parang bigla mo na unlock yung ganun. No? Ang sarap sa feeling ng ganun eh.
Meron na one time, nag-event kami, tapos may pumunta doon na fan. Tapos tinangat niya yung damit niya, nakatato sa ganito sa buong dibdib niyo. Madman stand.
Damn!
Yung pinaka-crazy. Dito, buong dibdib yun. Pinabuo.
Dude, that
crazy.
I'm telling you, that means you're making an impact on people's lives. Like, I have some of my best friends from Dumaguete, Midnasty din. Their fans, they tattoo Midnasty's face on their face.
Midnasty?
Yung mga friends ko.
Yeah.
Shout out sa Midnasty.
Shout out Midnasty.
Knowing that people are already doing that with your music, man, you're making an impact on their life. Like, you're helping them get through what they're doing. Because you don't just get someone's name tattooed on yourself, bro. That's crazy. I love that. Yeah. Okay. One thing I love about O-Side as well is that I see you guys do a lot of stuff together, but you also do solo tracks, right? Like you guys have your like own like things that you're doing. Tell us a little bit about that. Is there like albums for O-Side? Is there albums for each of you as well?
Kami parang hindi namin napapagplanuhan gumawa ng album.
Pag
Parang
solo lang, pag solo, may collab-matic.
yan. Pag solo may collab. Kasi
Pero hindi
parang
pwedeng solo.
para sa akin, ako kasi pumipigil sa kanila na wag mag-solo eh. Kasi parang sa mga nakikita ko sa mga grupong nagdaan na parang kagaya rin namin, parang nung may nag-solo sa kanila, wala na yung grupo nila.
Gets.
Yun, so kaya gusto ko sana wala mo na mag-solo o pwede tayo mag-solo kung may kakulab ka, pero yung solo na maglalabas ka ng solo lang talaga, parang
YouTube mo, sariling YouTube, Facebook,
nawawala
yung mga essence
wala
ng
kami
group.
mga page sarili, parang ano lang kami.
Still, wala kaming page.
Private account, ganun.
Parang
gusto O-Side lang talaga.
So it's really
Walang
O-Side
Mafia.
Mafia.
Mafia lang.
O-Side talaga siya, hindi siya pwedeng maging G, Cashman, maging Madman. Siguro sa susunod.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Sa future, pero parang sa ngayon hindi ko pa nakikita maghiwalay kami, tsaka ayoko rin maghiwalay kami. Parang
I love that. Yeah.
di rin kasi sa music lang kami konektado kumbaga sa totoong buhay. Marami kami naranasan.
Nag-adlib agad. You guys had it on the same.
Kasi alam niyo marami kaming naranasan na hindi pwedeng sabihin sa mga tao na sobrang grabe na gano'n, na magkakasama kami na hindi kami
Nagkasubukan na lahat.
nagkasubukan na lahat talaga, parang as in subukan na kung ano maisip niyo subukan ay na yun. Yun. Pero wala pa rin bumitaw sa amin. Ito pa rin kami, parang gano'n.
We also featured up-and-coming artists like Sugarcane. They did one of their big hits, Leonora, on an episode of Soundwave as well. Go check that out, but go watch this one first.
So, Leonora, nag-start din siya sa concept eh. So, Leonora is yung tinatawag nilang greatest love daw ni Jose Rizal. So, I was really inspired by the story of Leonora and Jose Rizal. So, I pitched the idea to Cedric na sabi ko, okay itong sobrang heartbreaking yung love story nila. Tragic pero may aral na mapupulot pa rin kahit paano na most of the Filipinos know Rizal as playboy lang eh.
Yeah.
But they didn't know na meron pala siyang side na may tinuring siyang greatest love niya. So yan, medyo cheesy. Medyo cheesy pakinggan pero
I like it, man.
That was the inspiration behind the song.
Shout out Rizal.
Shout out.
But okay, so wait a second. I hear a lot of people like when we talk to different artists, they say, it's about this girl we met in school or someone we know, but yours like a historical take.
Yeah.
How did that even happen?
Kasi nakapagsulat na rin kami ng songs about love stories na based sa experience namin.
Yeah.
Pero inaisip namin ano kayang pwedeng maging magsa-stand out sa song namin na meron na lahat na nagawa. Like, ang dami na ng own experiences. What if yung magkaroon naman ng historical reference na may matututunan din yung mga tao na hindi lang sakit yung mararamdaman nila sa lyrics na mapapa-research din sila ano ba talaga yung story behind it.
And syempre, si Jose Rizal, inaaral natin yan eh. So, what if gumawa kami ng song na makaka-relate talaga yung mga tao sa inaaral namin? Parang ganun.
That actually makes a lot of sense. That's pretty intense because that's like another level of songwriting or kind of creation because you're thinking, okay, let's write the song with our own experiences, but through the eyes of someone else that we don't even know, but we kind of learned about. But then you're thinking, okay, the whole Philippines have learned about this guy. So now instantly everyone can relate to it. What? And it worked. Congrats. Yo, I love that.
Nung sinabi mo yan kanina, sabi ko, grabe, kasi like, same as you, I've always been reliant to music.
Yeah.
Like, whenever I'm sad, whenever I'm happy, whenever I can't sleep, yung feeling na parang, yung mga artist na to na nilook up ko, they get to share a part of themselves to me, and then parang, I create a world, or like, I have this experience na nakukuha ko lang from their music.
Yeah.
And, to hear na ganun din yung impact ko from a lot of people. Like, may mga tao na nagsabi sa akin, kasi Dilaw music video is very art-centric.
Yeah.
Like, it's very, kasi yun talaga yung first talent ko. So, gusto ko siyang i-share doon sa part na yun. But, there was one time I read like a letter or like a tweet or like sa X or TikTok they said na parang yung fire nila to do art again, bumalik dahil sa kanta.
That's it.
Yung fire nila to write again, to write poems, to make things, to create things that they love. Bumalik ulit yung spark. And then, ako para sa akin, yun yung pinaka-achievement ko. Achievement yung number 1. Malaking bagay yun.
I get you.
Pero kasabi mo kanina, that's just a bonus.
Yes.
Kasi para sa akin, sobrang laking achievement na may natulungan akong mga tao to move forward again. To wake up again one morning na, naika ko for them kasi like, I've been there.
Yep.
Like, I've been drained for so many years. Like, I didn't know what to do because I thought music is not for me. So I didn't know what to write. I didn't know what to do. Like, the first time I wrote like a song, like for my label, I love my song, you know. But that's when I realized na this industry is so complicated. And one thing na dapat hindi mawala sa'yo is your heart.
Very true.
Whenever you perform, whenever you write, it's just heart, all heart. And that's all I have. That's all I have.
Hey, if that's all you have, that's all you're gonna need.
Yeah, exactly.
Sugarcane back to back with the Maki, who, by the way, shed a tears, I might add, during this episode. If you want to see the full episode, go check it out on our YouTube and Spotify. We're giving you the holiday to go do a quick little recap. And this next artist had one of their biggest shows this year. Of course, we had them on the show to talk about it. It's December Avenue.
To be honest, I don't know. Because we just kept on releasing songs, and before social media is not that big, unlike today,
True, very true.
So we were only promoting our materials, our songs through Friendster and Multiply. So okay. I think we were able to build, a solid fan base during those times because we weren't really making songs to please anyone.
Yeah.
So we were just trying to fulfill our creative desires, And I guess that's, I think it's more natural in a sense that if you are trying to fulfill your creative, desire, and it's going to be organic in resonating with other people, rather than, thinking of writing songs that people may like.
You're not even thinking like, okay, I'm trying to make hits. And you're not even thinking like, okay, we're switching from English to Tagalog for a commercial reason. It's just because you want to create and you want to express something.
Yes.
And because of that expression, you're touching the lives of so many people.
Yeah, that's true.
How did it feel when you started to hear people start singing your lyrics back to you?
Oh, of course, it's actually life changing, Because our goal, I mean, my personal goal was only to be heard.
Yeah.
And but now people are singing along, so it's it's a blessing, and I can't describe the feeling, whenever we're on stage, on big stages with lots of people, thousands of people. It's amazing. It's an amazing experience all the time.
We've all been trying to figure out Afrobeat into our music.
Because when I DJ, I play a lot of Afrobeat.
But I don't think when they think of Afrobeat, mas club Afrobeat yata inisip nila.
Baka, but
Mas
this is
fela.
actually mas fela talaga yung and in fact we have some
the
stuff I've given
some
so
music, but we
ako
haven't
lang, just,
made a complete.
Trying to I don't know, there's something
We're
about
trying to incorporate it na parang without sacrificing its groove and its integrity rin, diba? Parang without bastardizing it. We still haven't found it yet.
For sure, like the Clash, for sure. Listen, alam natin yun. Listen to that. It's just hindi lang. You just can't. But it's there.
It came out like that.
It
like
came
the
out like
Clash.
that. So okay then. So we're trying.
Pero Jason, before Morena, yun yung challenge namin is to incorporate Filipino kundiman-ish sound na into a sandwich, diba? Rock setting, ganun. So yun yung compromise yung Morena. Nagkaroon na siya ng funk groove. Tapos yung lyrics na medyo malalim na Tagalog, and then the rondalya. So, I think yun yung namin, parang wow, trophy to Parang nagawa natin, yes.
Si Mike sent me the lyrics of Morena. And
he did not remember.
He forgot.
He told Raymond.
3 years ago. I sent him the song. I was like, this is great, Raymond's like, you wrote it. What? Ang ganda nito.
Sa akin yung original.
And he didn't believe it until Mong sent the text. Like, here it is. Like, here's the lyrics. You sent it to Rames. And then the original version is in Kundiman, is in parang harana
up.
talaga na
Ano ulit siya? Hindi siya tango. Kundiman talaga.
Kundiman, as
Kundiman,
in,
oo.
What was the reason for maybe going in that direction or incorporating that at this time?
It's our love song to the Philippines. It's
Yeah.
support local.
I love that.
Diba? Parang minsan, we all, we all idolize, galing sa West or sa Europe or sa America or sa Japan. Nakakalimutan natin minsan na ang ganda din pala, masarap din pala pagkain dito sa atin. Or ganda din pala ng mga babae dito. Parang ganon. Or yung pinakamababaw na yung, ba't kailangan natin magpaputi? Diba? With all due respect sa mga gusto magpaputi. Diba? Parang ganda naman tayo. Ox lang tayo. Diba?
How ironic that in that episode, we found out that the band almost disbanded over food, talking about Sandwich back to back with December Avenue. This next episode, oh, what a beautiful episode. You could just feel the love between the two. We have TJ Monterde and Casey Tanding, and check out the story on Palagi.
You're on the charts right now, and the song Palagi, like we need to talk about it right now.
Thank you.
It's number
Thank you,
2
Billboard.
right
Thank you.
now. I'm gonna claim it right now. I feel like it's gonna be number 1 in the next few weeks.
God! Babalikan ko tong podcast ito pag nag-number 1.
And what's so amazing about this song is that it's been on the charts for so long now.
More than a year.
I released it for a year and ano na, parang 16 months na siyang out eh. Nagugulat din ako eh.
Yeah.
Oh, grabe. Hindi siya natatapos. Parang may laging binibigay si Lord na bago sa song na to. So, yeah.
And it keeps rising up. And I feel like more and more people are just constantly getting attached to the song. How does it feel? I mean, both of you have had so many hits throughout the years. Both of you are more than a decade in the music industry. How does it feel that until now, you're still being able to reach new heights in your career?
Ako, I don't wanna like really think about it, yung mga ganung bagay. Kasi whenever I think about these things, doon ako hindi nakakasulat eh.
Yeah.
May time na ganun eh. May pressure ako eh. May time na after I left my former record label, kasi nag-decide na ako mag-indie. So, nung nag-indie na ako, I tried to write songs for my indie album.
Yep.
So, parang nung nagsusulat ako, hindi ako nakakapagsulat kasi ang daming pressure sa akin na, kaya mo bang higitan yung dating tayo? Kaya mo bang higitan yung tulad mo?
Kaya mo ba?
Kaya mo bang higitan yung ikaw at ako? Kaya mo
Mhm.
ba? So, I can't finish my songs because I write from my mind na parang it has to be a hit. Ito yung tamang gawin ko. Dapat 30 seconds or less chorus na. Dapat mababal. Dapat radio friendly. Parang ganun. So, yun yung sabi ko kailangan kong bitawan to. So I have to go back to TJ when I started writing songs. I didn't have a song. Wala akong kahit anong pagkukumparahan eh. Why did I write my first song? Because I just wanted to write.
Yep.
That's it. Wala akong iisipin na magkaka-million streams to or magkaka-views to, mag-charts to. Walang ganun. Ba't mo ba nasulat yun? Kasi you just write. That's it. I write because I write. That's when I wrote Palagi. Yun yung ganun siya. Super quick lang yung song na yun. I wrote it like less than an hour, ilang minutes lang yun. Out of emotions lang talaga. Very straightforward. And yeah, yun yung para sa akin. Ayoko masyadong isipin yung ganung bagay kasi gusto ko lang balikan yung TJ na nagsusulat lang kasi gusto nila magsulat.
I mean, now in the streaming age, it's always numbers attached to music. You look on the Spotify and you see, how many streams does it have? And then you automatically think, that makes it, I'm gonna like this or not. Pero think back in the day when you pick up a record, there's no numbers on the record.
True.
Exactly.
True.
You just picked it up because you like it or it felt something about it.
Exactly.
And I love what you're saying where as soon as you let go of that idea of it has to be bigger than this or that, it has to do this or that, it just came and it became that big because it's just a feeling.
Tama. Ikaw.
Bakit ako? Ako ba nagsulat ng Palagi?
Hindi, yung songs,
reaching new heights in your career and still
after
having
more than a decade.
Yeah.
Actually, it doesn't feel like it.
Actually,
Parang,
yes.
kahit sabihin ng mga tao na, you should celebrate your 10th year in the industry. Oo nga, no? Pero I don't feel like it. I still feel like I have so much more to learn, so much more stages to conquer, so much more artists to collab with. Dami ko pang gustong matutunan, dami pang songs na i-release. Kasi parang feeling ko once I start thinking about that, kung ano ba yung nafe-feel ko ngayon na 10 years na ako in the industry, parang parang mag-iisip ka na nasa comfort zone ako eh.
Yes,
Na
tama.
parang, 'di ba, sa industry na ito, it's very rare that you get to stay for more than a decade.
Yeah.
Kasi ito yung sobrang unstable na industry. Like,
Yeah.
you could be the biggest artist today and then you're gone tomorrow.
Tama.
Yep.
Hindi siya yung parang din normal na trabaho, 'di ba? Na hindi ka nga basta-basta pwedeng i-fire, 'di ba? Like, there's a process, there's ganun. But if you're in this industry, yun nga, it's so unstable. Daming pwedeng mangyari, daming mga ganung bagay. So, I don't think about it na 10 years ka na. But, ang palagi ko na lang sinasabi sa sarili ko, I should never stay in my comfort zone.
Another back-to-back-to-back episode. You heard DJ and KZ as they talk about the story of Palagi. We had a Morissette as well. She talks about, being surrounded by the right people. And of course, you heard Stel. Well, watched him if you're on YouTube. Stel talked about his EP and working with Mr. Ryan Kayabyab. Lastly, we got our roundtable, the last roundtable we did for this year between two of the biggest P-pop stars, SB19 and BINI, wherein they talked about the moment that P-pop changed.
For me, in the beginning of my career, I am so grateful and happy that was my family.
Yes.
That was my family for me. Syempre, even from Cebu sila naman talaga yun. And then, sacrificing our life in Cebu, coming to Manila, it was me and my mom first.
Yes.
And then my dad followed, and then my brother followed. Hanggat sa, we were able to parang make a home na rin here. And even fast forward to my brother got married recently. Can you believe? No?
Congratulations.
My younger brother got, and even with all of that also, with everything that happened, especially during the pandemic there was this whole family thing that happened with me and it went online. I'm actually super happy to also share praise report na we're okay now with my family.
That's
I'm
amazing
talking
news.
with them na. And nakikumustahan na sila sa, kumusta yung career mo?
Yeah.
Diba? Kasi syempre, it's one thing to just see the things that are online, pero there's a deeper pa to that.
Definitely.
So there's a lot of catching up to do.
Yeah.
Pero I feel that peace na they're there again at arm's length.
Yes.
And of course ngayon, yung team ko, Underdog,
Yeah.
they're not just my label, they're also my management. Yes. Trying to call the shots, trying to be a boss lady and just collaborating with everyone in the team. It's been great. But it's so important nga na you're with I feel like it's so important that you're with like-minded people and people who actually get you and really want to support your vision. It just makes it a lot easier, I feel. For me as an artist, na parang, if, example, yung goal ko is to grow more as an artist, parang, I feel like my team isn't really full, head-on gets yung vision ko, magka-clash eh.
Yeah.
But with me and with Underdog now, it's like, they just get it and they've just allowed for me to just, sige, go, kahit anong gawin mo, ilabas mo yung this kind of music, diba? You want to start producing, go, do it.
Go.
And
Expand.
Nakaka-expand talaga.
Yes.
So I'm able to try and explore and do a lot of things now. And I've just been super grateful that there's still so many people na also still trust me. Na
Yes.
I'm always gonna deliver with whatever I put out there, with the performances that I do. Na kahit na it's kind of not the same sound, hindi na yung ganun kataas talaga, pero alam mong grabe mas may puso na. Kasi
Yes.
syempre nagmamature na rin.
Yeah.
It's all about the sound of Stel that I really want to explore.
Yeah.
Well, I have, of course, the room. The OG room is there. And two ballad songs. Anino, it's also written by Pablo.
Yeah.
Anino is also the song where I already performed it in our last concert, Pagtatag Finale. And then the other song, oh my God, I'm very excited for this one.
Here we go.
It's Mr. C who wrote the song.
Yes.
Si Mr. C yung nagsulat ng kanta na to, and ang title nito ay Di Ko Masabi. Tama ba? Tama. Di rin ako sure. But Di Ko Masabi. Si Mr. C yung nagsulat.
How did this happen? Tell us about this. Because I mean, this is a legendary moment for the people that don't know. Mr. C is automatically an icon. He's like OPM incarnated.
Super. Well, at first, nag-guest ako dun sa concert niya, which is Gen Z.
Yeah.
Where I performed Sometime Somewhere
Mm.
with him on the stage. He's doing piano with the orchestra and everything. And akala ko yun na yung parang pinaka biggest dream na mangyayari for me na mag-perform with Mr. C. So that time, sobrang saya ko talaga na parang grabe.
You're already up here.
Yeah, parang Mr. C na yun, napaka-blessed,
Yep.
napaka-happy ko. But after that, parang nag-joke lang naman kami na parang, Mr. C, baka naman pwede tayo gumawa ng kanta. And then sabi lang niya, sige, pag may time. Pag may time. He answered, sige, pag may time. So parang ako, sobrang busy nga ni Mr. C. So I'm not expecting na he will make a song for me. And then, one time, bigla na lang siyang nag-ask sa parang someone nakakilala namin na parang hinihingi yung number ng RM ko.
Wow.
Which is si Ate Leia. And then, tataka kami, why? Why is Mr. C asking for your number?
Yep.
And then, nung nalaman niya na yung number ng RM, bigla siya nag-message. Parang sabi niya, parang, hi Leia, this is Mr. C. I already wrote...
It's just Mr. C.
Yeah. I wrote a song for Stel. Is he okay to do the song?
Yeah.
And I was like, really?
That's amazing.
Parang sabi ko, wait. Akala ko joke lang.
Oo.
Joke lang. Tapos nung una parang hindi ako makapaniwala na Mr. C nag-write ng song for me. So parang ako nung una, parang sabi ko, sige, ano muna natin, pakinggan natin, ano sabihin natin, game ako. And nung time po kasi na yon, I'm in the US with Kuya Eric doing the US and Canada tour with Kuya Eric. So parang nung time na yon, sobrang busy pa yung utak ko kasi parang ang daming nangyayari. Sobrang busy, pagod with the traveling and everything. So parang sabi ko, I'm okay to do that. Pag-uwi ng Pilipinas, record natin. Tapos hanggang sa nakabalik na kami ng Pilipinas dito, tapos na yung tour, then nag-set kami ng day to record the song. Doon lang sa akin nag-sink in na parang, wow, really? This is happening? Parang I'm inside the recording booth and then outside si Mr. C, he's listening. Tapos ako kumakanta ng song na he originally wrote. Parang ako sabi ko, totoo ba to? Parang nung time na pinapakinggan namin yung demo na kanta ko, parang medyo na hindi ako makapaniwala, naiiyak ako ng slight. Kasi parang, biruin mo yon Mr. C, and then ang daming iconic songs na nasulat niya. And then, Mr. C yun eh. Parang ako, sino ba naman? Ako, para sulatan niya ng song. Sobrang, for me, dun lang nag-sink in sa akin na parang, ibang klase na tong ganito. Parang, para sulatan ako ng kanta ni Mr. C. This is something na parang matuturing kong biggest success na nangyari sa career ko. Like, sobrang happy ako.
I guess there are a lot of times, big or small things that we can say, oh, it's really being seen, not just here, but across the world. And hopefully it's gonna magnify. And for me, that time when we did a tour in Canada, and then we were very nervous and scared because it's our first time to have our own concert outside the Philippines. So we didn't know what the reception would be, how they would take us and accept us. So that time we were very grateful and blessed how not only Filipinos who attended our concert, but there are also like other races, different ages who were there, and they were very happy to see us, and knowing that not everybody was all Filipino. So that made us think, oh, okay, there's really a chance that we can have our music be heard across the world, and hopefully it's not just us, but all the other artists who are really striving and doing their very best and pouring all the love to their craft gets that kind of treatment, because I know we all deserve that for those artists who are really trying. Yeah.
Amen.
Summa cum laude.
Can I actually add something?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
It felt like P-pop really changed everything, and parang naramdaman ko na ito na talaga yung revolution when actually BINI made it. So to be honest kasi before parang nangyayari medyo mahirap for other P-pop artists as well to syempre to cross borders, ganon. But ever since BINI made it, parang naging inspiration din sila for other P-pop artists to strive more na may pag-asa talaga with the P-pop. Kasi matagal na namin pinupush as collective. Lahat naman ng groups dito talagang matagal na pinupush. Pero when they made it, kasi before kami parang nagtutour kami, pero parang hindi pa namin, parang nare-reach namin yung audience. Pero parang iniisip namin kung mas marami tayo, mas maraming ma-reach tong P-pop na ginagawa namin. So when they actually did it, parang sobrang, actually even me na-inspire ako dun sa movement na yun na parang, uy, it's finally happening. Hindi lang to for now. For sure, yung mga susunod na generations, mas marami pang magbo-blow up.
Yeah. Actually, parang yun nga, gaya ng sinabi ni Josh, ngayon, yung mga events, concerts, kung mapapansin nyo po, dumadami na yung mga nai-invite na P-pop groups. So, yun yung isa sa nakakataba ng puso na nakikita natin yung improvement nung growth nung P-pop community.
Actually, like, especially in the last few months, we've seen so many concerts with so many P-pop groups and selling out constantly, and the launch of so many new groups as well. So it's obvious that the Philippines can see it, the world can see it, and you guys are leading the way for what's happening. That's amazing.
Well, that about does it for Billboard Philippines Volumes for this year. Thank you so much for subscribing and listening, and of course watching over on our YouTube page and our Spotify. Again, you guys can watch things from all the way to season 1, wherein we talked about life lessons, to all the way to behind the music, to all the way to the time that we had a guest host the show. So we'll see you again next year.
Billboard Philippines Volumes. Billboard Philippines.